What's up, guys? Your boy Mikey Garcia. Just want to recommend the Fat Attack Stack. Help you increase your stamina, increase your endurance, increase your energy levels, and also burn fat. So don't forget the Fat Attack Stack by Snack.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Marcos Villegas, being joined with Jose Ramirez, who defends his 140-pound titles this weekend on ESPN against Viktor Postol. And we're hoping, Jose, third time is a charm. Are you thinking about that, seeing that, two other previous times it's fell through, that you're just kind of like, oh man, I just want to get in that ring on Saturday?
Definitely, it's been a long year, man. I've been in training camp for this fight since back in November, when it was first scheduled for February 1st in China. We sacrifice through the holidays, especially moments with the family. In my personal life, I got engaged this last Christmas, and I was just waiting for this fight, to happen, so I could enjoy, some of those blessings with me and my family. And it's just been a rough year, man. It's been a kind of like a blur, it got canceled. We came back. I came back to Fresno. We decided to bring the fight back to California May 9th. Then I started training March 1st again. So I took about a month off. And then I started training March 1st for a May 9th fight, which I trained for 5 weeks before it got canceled again. That time when it got canceled, we were hoping to get a day in June or July. So I took a couple of weeks off, and I came back to train again. Hoping we got a day in July, early July. That's one of the first dates to open up the Top Rank ESPN fights, and they couldn't get a day until August 29th. So I was, for about a few weeks during May, June, I was with no direction. Should I go to training camp? Should I just stay and relax and enjoy the family? But when you got when you're so educated to your career, you don't want to go home and put your guard down. You want to stay ready. So it was like that pretty much throughout the whole summer, just staying ready. And now we're at the end of summer, beginning of fall. And finally, the fight is here. So I'm definitely hoping that everything comes well.
Are you scared that something might happen? Is it on your mind at all?
At this point, I'm just very focused. So I'm not trying to be negative in any way. I'm just focused and motivated to go in and do my best. And there's many other things that happen in my personal life that I'll probably share with with the public after the fight. But there's a lot of blessings. During this pandemic, I got I got a lot of support from my family, my team, and a lot of great things happened in my personal life as far as I got closer to my faith. I grew as a person, I felt. So I'm a very happy person, man. So I can't wait to continue growing as a man, as a great fighter, as a great father, and a future husband. So I'm just ready to continuing my personal life and those blessings, and it's time to enjoy them. So I got one more week of hard work, and before I could do that.
Man, you must be so ready to get in there after all this time, man. Describe those feelings for me, man, what you're feeling right now.
Motivated, it's like, this is it, man. Like, like I said, I feel very blessed, very, very fortunate, man. I felt like I said, during this pandemic, also, like, I was able to find my peace within myself too, as who I am, and you can say my reason as a person to be in this, to be in this earth. But yeah, I've been very motivated. I've been very optimistic lately. I've been trying my best to help the family out, mainly other people outside of my family, to see if I could help them out in any way, and be able to share some of my blessings with them. So I'm happy, man. I'm just a happy person now, and I'm a fighter who's ready to fight on August 29th, and I feel excited for that. I think it's it's an important fight for me in my career as a boxer now. Um, I know that this fight puts me in a position to go after an undisputed bout against Josh Taylor. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of excitement after this. You know, to think about the placement I'll be, if I'm successful this Saturday.
No, definitely. There's big fights for you. You know, you mentioned Taylor. You mentioned, I know in the past, a potential move up to welterweight, where there's other big name opponents that could await you. When you were training for this and been training for this, I guess, you know, when you finish the first camp, do you just build upon what you guys worked on, or are you throwing in new things, or it's just kind of repetitions on things from the first camp?
No, we the first one, the first two camps were we kind of built on what we already have learned on during the first camp. So it was like two camps. So I was excited about that. You know, I was excited that I was with that May 9th. I was going to be even more ready. You know, this last camp it really kind of felt like a repetition. You know, this last third camp it felt like a repetition of those two camps put together. So. And now I just have that drive, man. I just have that drive to go out there and fight strong and fight like a free man, you know, like an underdog, like a man full of blessings who has nothing to lose, and I'm not worried about anything else. Just out there to go out there and perform, you know. And so I'm in that part of my mentality has definitely changed from the prior two camps. You know, I felt like now I took some time to maybe reflect on something, you know. Now I'm finding like I'm fighting because I love the sport, you know, not because I have to, not because I'm trying to prove anybody wrong, but just because I want to continue growing and be one of the best fighters to put up some boxing gloves.
You must feel like you know Postol like in and out, like every single thing that he does now, because you've had pretty much like 6-7 months of just purely studying Postol and what he does.
Yeah, that's correct. You know, I felt like like I know the man. You know, yeah, no, it's we've been I've been watching some videos, and I'm not a fighter. I said in the past, I'm not a fighter who pays attention to how my opponent fights. You know, it's always different when you're in the ring. So I still try not to pay too much attention on some of the good things that he does, some of the bad things that he does, because it's always different. So but I still go back and I ask some of the film to see what I could do, you know, and mainly to gain confidence, you know, to gain confidence. That's why I go and see some of my opponent's fights, is to gain confidence, not really to see what he does wrong, you know, or to see what he does right. I don't like to focus on that. I just want to gain confidence and know that I have what it takes, you know, to come out victorious.
So when you look at this fight, Jose, and you look at the danger that Postol could present, you know, obviously he's a lot older now, and a lot of fans remember the performance that he had against Terence Crawford. Do you feel that you're going to be just dominant overall in the fight? Is that really how you envision the fight, that you're just going to dominate, and it's going to be, you know, it's obviously no fight is an easy fight, but you're going to make a statement and look extremely dominant over him?
I haven't really manifested the fight like that, you know. And it's weird because in my other, you know, fights, I kind of see myself in action with Postol already, you know. And for this fight, maybe because it's been so long, you know, that I haven't been able to visualize in my mind certain actions. I you know, once in a while I try to, but it just, you know, just it's like a 5-second, 10-second blur, and then I jump off of it. But I just want to continue showing to myself how much I've developed as a fighter and how you know, stronger I've gotten since my last performance against Hooker. I know for a fact that my sparring partners feel that I'm getting stronger. You know, the Robert Garcia and Chepe and everyone who who does the mitts with me, they can't believe how strong I become as a fighter. My sparring partners are like, Jose, if I wouldn't have my glove, you hit me and I blocked it. But if I wouldn't have my hands up, I would have gone down in the sparring section with big gloves and headgear. So I've been getting lots and lots of good compliments, and they see how hard I've been working, and hopefully I'm able to show that in the ring and in an actual full fight. Just now I felt like it's been over a year since I last fought. You know what I mean? So this is my longest layover, and since I started my professional career, so I'm hoping I surprise myself and perform in a way where I was too much for Postol.
Well, if you do stop him in a very dominant fashion and get a knockout, you might retire him because he's at 36 years old right now, and he has a lot of miles on him. So you might end up being the guy that ends up retiring him.
To my understanding, I was getting a pretty good payday. The negotiations haven't changed, so both of us are getting paid the same since we were scheduled to get paid. So. But at the end of the day, I think Postol is he's a very mature, very disciplined fighter. So if he has an opportunity to become a world champion one more time, I'm sure he's getting ready for that. And he's been in LA, and I'm sure he's also missing his family back in Ukraine. So he's training really hard. So he's a good guy. I met him before. I was once at the wild card too, so I know he's a good person. So. Whatever you just do after the fight, you might be right. It might be dependent on the outcome of this fight.
How does that dynamic work out? That his trainer was your former trainer, Freddie Roach. Is there concern there that he knows a little too much about you, and that it gives Postol a certain advantage in that in terms of planning for you and your weaknesses?
Yeah, the advantage is that he's gonna want to motivate his fighter. He was in Cepeda's corner. He was in Orozco's corner as well. So this is the third time I'm facing Freddie Roach with one of his fighters. So the main thing he's gonna want to do as a trainer is motivate his fighter. It's like, listen, you have a chance. It's like it's possible, and you can do it. You can shock the world. You can shock him. And he does certain things that might benefit you. I know I'm a completely different fighter than I was when I was fighting under the umbrella of Freddie Roach, and it's all thanks to a lot of it's thanks to him too. That I become the fighter I am. But as a trainer, his main job is to motivate his fighters. So I'm sure mentally he's gonna give that advantage to Postol to have that confidence. Rather, another fighter will be too concerned of all the good things I do. Another trainer will be too concerned and might discourage his fighters. Especially someone like Postol who's up there in age, like you mentioned, rather than to motivate him. So I think Freddie Roach will definitely play a positive factor in Postol. And that's why I'm training very, very hard so I could surprise myself, and also hopefully with my performance surprises many other fighters and trainers.
I read a thing that Robert tested positive again for COVID-19. How does that change the dynamic of you in this fight? Is he going to be able to go and corner your fight? I would think not, but
the thing is that he tested he did 2 exams right after that one, and both came out negative again. Mm-hmm. So now he had he's working with the Nevada Commission and Tarbring to see how they're going to come about. I'm scheduled to leave Wednesday after training with Charles and Chepe. We have another guy in the undercard. We have, I think, 2 fighters in the undercard in the Robert Garcia's Boxing Academy. So Chepe and Charles and Robert are scheduled, to go with me and with the other guys in the undercard. So we're scheduled to leave on Wednesday night. I think Robert is discussing with Tarbring to see if he could leave perhaps tomorrow morning, get tested, make sure he comes out negative, and then he's willing to stay there at the bubble at the MGM and just be in my corner and then take off from there.
If that doesn't work out, how big of a blow is that to you not to being able to have Robert there the night of the fight?
It might be difficult, but I think I'm ready, and I know Robert knows that I'm ready, and Jose Contreras, Chepe, and Charles. Charles has been in my corner since I started my professional career. Um, so I know I have what it takes, to you know, do my job. I'm hoping Robert's there, and I'm sure Robert's hoping he's there too. So right now we're staying optimistic about that.
I know some of your training was sparring against Vergil Ortiz, right? I saw a video.
Yeah, we that video that went out. It was the first day I went back to camp. He needed some rounds, and it was my first time sparring. But we after that I trained about 2 more weeks, and then I sparred him for multiple times after that, and it was great sparring.
Yeah, when I found the video, I was like, "Oh my god, like, this is awesome!"
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
normally a fight we don't think we're gonna see because you guys are different weights and you have the same trainer and you guys, you're a world champion. He's like the next big thing coming up at welterweight. So like to me as a fan of boxing, when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, like this is gonna be good."
Yeah, yeah. It was, it was good. They got the first round of the training, so they got us when we were working. But man, those sparrings, they elevate themselves. They escalate quickly. We
Yeah, they
start
do.
pushing each other one on one, and they escalate quickly. By the third round, man, we're pushing. We're definitely pushing ourselves. But it's Virgil has developed so much. He's young. He's a strong 147 pounder, and you've seen him fight against Vargas. How strong he is. And how well technical of a boxer he is. Um, so yeah, I know he's gonna do well.
Yeah, how strong is he? How hard does he punch? Because what is he like 14-0? No, 15-0, 15 knockouts now. How big of a puncher is he?
Oh, he's a heavy hitter, man. He's from all the welterweights, mid and junior middleweights, and even some middleweights that I sparred. He's up there in the list.
Jeez, okay, he's
Yeah, yeah.
a heavy hitter then. Obviously, the goal for you is undisputed. Josh Taylor is the other man with the other belts. This is a fight that we all anticipate. We hope it happens. But given the current, economic situation with COVID, do you think that hurts that fight being made? Because it's a big fight. Obviously, fans want to be there because it's going to be a tremendous fight. Both you guys are great fighters. And it would be a shame if there couldn't be fans there. Does it affect it at all?
Oh, we'll see. It might be a good opportunity to. I know Mr. Aram had an idea of bringing the pay-per-view cost from like $60 or so to like $30 and give it a try on some of the up and coming fighters who are putting their feet inside those pay-per-view events. And he was gonna have even Crawford. Because not many of us right now in top rank have been pay-per-view. Um, there hasn't been actually in the whole sport of boxing right now a lot of pay-per-view stars, to be quite honest. There's a very few people that are pay-per-view fighters, you could say, in the sport of boxing. So I know Mr. Aram had an idea of bringing the cost down to like $30 for the up and coming big fights, like perhaps like me against Josh Taylor, or even when I moved to the welterweight division and fight a guy like Crawford. Um, so we could probably give that a try, and see how we do. And as far as I'm sure people are gonna want to watch it. They're not gonna be able to be there to watch it, in person. So we'll see how that happens. For now, I'm just focused on this Postol fight and see how this pandemic plays out too. I know. We'll see what happens after the elections. We'll see how they come across this pandemic and the local governors and so forth. Uh, I know each governor for each state has a responsibility to keep an eye on the pandemic, working closely with their county supervisors and the mayors of the cities to see how in control they are with the pandemic. So when it comes to facing Josh Taylor, that's the only thing that's in my mind. I'm not thinking about if it's gonna be with no fans, with fans. I'm not thinking about the setting or what venue. I just know that that's the fight I want next, and but I do also know that there's an important fight this upcoming Saturday.
No, definitely. You can't get to that Josh Taylor fight without beating Viktor Postol, which happens, this weekend, August 29th. Not many people want to fight Terence Crawford, and you have been saying that you want to fight Terence Crawford. Why?
I think when I get done with my job at 140, I'm hoping people will have that, that excitement to know that a fighter like myself is making that move to 147. And I know I have a good style that could surprise someone like Crawford. And I'm getting better. I'm getting stronger. Like I said, I will show it as I go on, as I go in my career. So I think the question why is gonna kind of disappear as they see me move to 147. They're gonna more, instead of asking the question why, they're gonna be more understanding of it. Of how exciting that fight could be.
I want you to get your take on what Terence has said about the fight. He did an interview maybe about a week ago saying that he crushes you in that fight.
Yeah, he made a comment, and I said, but he said, he goes, but Jose has unfinished business at 140 before he moves to 147, right? He also said that. So, I said, that's right. I do have at least 2 more fights at 140 before I make my decision to 147. But I'll be honored to to step in the ring with you. And all he said, it was like, yeah, man, good luck. So he has to, he has to elevate himself as well with this, diction of words, the way he decides to speak about it. But I know when I do make that move to 147, I'm not going to be the same 140 pounder. My body will be bigger. My punches will be heavier. Might be more comfortable at 147 than at 140. I am 5'10", and I do have a long 72.5-inch reach. So I have the speed, to be a solid 147 pounder. So I know I have what it takes. So it's just a matter of time to before I'm able to show it.
I'm thinking like 2-3 years that fight happens. Do you think probably around that time frame?
Nah, it could happen. Nah, it could happen before that, man. It could happen. Maybe if the fight with Taylor happens within the next 6 months after this one, then I'm looking to fight once at 147, and then fight Crawford after that.
Man,
or whoever. Yeah, so it could happen either at the end of 2021.
I like it.
So,
I like it.
So
The
within
sooner
a
the
year,
better.
year and a half.
That'd be awesome. But you're still feeling comfortable at 140, right? Or are you starting to see that you're kind of outgrowing 140?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been very disciplined with my body and the way I take care of my body in the nutrition part, keeping my weight down. But I think it's time for me to let my body grow. I'm kind of holding it back from growing because I know I'm still at 140. So the way I eat when I'm not training, the type of workouts that I do, I limit some of the workouts because I don't want to put too much mass in my body because then it makes it very difficult. But if I want to, I would make that move to 147, and I could definitely grow and be a much bigger person.
Yeah, I saw like at your 30-day weigh-in, you weighed like at 153, and I'm thinking like, okay, Jose probably has to be cutting from 55, 56, 57, and I'm like, okay, to me it seems like you're more of a natural welterweight more than anything.
Yeah, I think, there's people that are welterweights, like Errol Spence.
They're cutting from 170. Yeah, they're cutting from a lot of weight.
There's Crawford, who I think weighed at 172. He said something once. I mean, some crazy. He was way up there. Virgil Ortiz. I mean, he comes down from way up there too. So, yeah, I mean, I think I could be walk around 160, 165 and be a solid welterweight. But the difference is that right now I could be at 158, 57, but I could drop the weight faster because it's not much more. It's not much muscle.
It's water.
You know, it's more water. I think I could be walking around 160, but if I have more muscle, it's going to be difficult to drop that weight. So I won't be able to drop all the way to 140 because the muscle will be, I'm going to have to burn muscle, and that's something I don't like to do. So right now, I could make 140 still because I still have enough fat to burn to get to 140, and not enough muscle to not make 140. But once I decide to put the extra muscle, 140 will probably be impossible. Even if I still walk around, 3-4 pounds difference than what I am now. Yeah.
We don't see many fighters challenge themselves or at least go for the goals that you're saying that you want. You're saying you want to be undisputed, and then you want to go against one of the most avoided welterweights in the world. We don't see a lot of people doing that at this point. What's driving you towards those decisions and wanting to do those things and wanting to take the fights that normally a lot of other people don't want to take?
I just, since I said it a long time ago, I want to face the best I can face, and be a part of big fights, and that's an honor for me to be a part of those big fights, man. I know I've been an underdog and under the radar in my whole career, according to a lot of people, but I know what I'm capable of doing, and so far, I've accomplished the goals that I set myself to accomplish, and now I have other goals in mind, and I'm going to work hard, regards on what other people think about it. If I have my mind set to that, I'm going to do my best to get that done.
Ramirez, man, close us out. Any last words to everybody watching this, and what can they expect from you August 29th when you go up against Viktor Postol?
No, I just appreciate the support. I appreciate the support that you have for the sport of boxing, for all the boxing fans out there, and don't miss my fight against Postol. It'll be great, man. It'll be one step closer for me to possibly becoming the first Hispanic undisputed world champion in the history, or you could say Mexican American fighter in the history of boxing. So it's definitely a big goal. So if I do become undisputed, I'll be a part of history for sure. So, I'm honored to do what I do, and I'm blessed to do what I do, and I hope to continue making a lot of people proud and leaving my whole heart in that ring that when I do perform. So, but one fight at a time. But thank you guys for the support.
Jose, thank you so much. Really appreciating it. Good catching up with you as well. And I look forward to watching your fight as well. Thank you so much.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you. You take care.
You too, man.
Yo, you. Yes, you. Thank you so much for watching this video. And make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Up TV. And give us a follow online as well at Fight Up TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.